I just don't really see it happening. Whisper's way too good to be able to allow that to happen. The thing that I'm going to be looking at mostly in this early game in particular is this lane with the Enigma and the Tiny. You're up against, what was it, a Gyrocopter plus a Warlock, was it?
Yes.
So it means that you're just going to need to be very on point. Look at all the ayayas. You're going to need to be on point with your flat cannon usage to make sure that you're able to actually clear out those Eidolons, because that's the biggest deal for this lane. So it's going to be on XXS, making sure his micro's on point, trying to, kite the Eidolons into the fog to avoid a lot of those right clicks, and it's going to be on K1 to make sure that he uses the flat cannon to its fullest capability. That 20 seconds is going to be a very big downtime where it feels like Aster could just take over the lane.
Oops.
Like level 2, level 3 is really scary to lane into on Aster.
Do we feel like one side in particular is on a little bit of a timer, or are they both comfortable with their scaling?
I would say probably a little bit more of a timer for Beast Coast, just because you've got this Snapfire. I know it's mid Snapfire, so you're going to get like Daedalus and all that sort of stuff, but I really do feel like, you've got a late game Enigma.
Wow,
it's busted. You've got a
They have answers to it, don't they?
They do, but I mean, I feel like you're going to have enough pressure eventually once you get this Blink Dagger on the Tiny to make those answers come out a little bit more prematurely, I suppose is the best way to put it. So, yeah, I feel like Monet is just going to continue to scale. You never really drop off, and they still don't have a natural way to break either on Aster, on Beast Coast side, excuse me. So it's going to be very difficult to face up into that early game push, and then, like I said, they don't exactly drop off later on. You could just, on XXS's side, say, well, okay, you've got great ways to be able to counter Black Hole. I'm not going to play around Black Hole. I'm going to play more around just having a crap ton of units and all these auras that just buff up my Bristleback even further.
I think that's exactly the route they're going to go down. I think it's... You could consider... I don't know if it's a... He doesn't need a Vessel this game. I know Toby really liked going like Vessel into Wraith Pack, but I think this is definitely a game where you want Wraith Pack into group up. And quickly to mention, we'll see if there's any action with the bounties. Probably not running into a Bristle Dazzle is not going to be too fun. Yeah, as soon as I see these two heroes, they're going to back off. Look at that damage. And PGL will continue to push on forward for Gojira, but down bottom, it does look like they're under the... At least the game plan of just avoiding this lane. They started to already cut the trees by the secret shot, which does kind of enable the pools behind the tower. So maybe they're just going to look to avoid the Gyro and the Warlock lane.
Yeah, I mean, they can avoid it, but... Oh, actually, he's gone the homing missile at level 1, maybe just to try and secure range creeps, I'm assuming. But it does mean that Eidolon timing is going to be really nice, even just at level 1. Look at all that block, just making sure the creep wave pushes out in favor of them. That's really nicely done by Aster. So it's just going to mean that the Warlock, very short attack range, plus, sorry, Gyrocopter, really short attack range. And look at the toss. Like, it makes things very difficult. Level 2, Avalanche toss combo, lots of damage, and if you've got those Eidolons and enable them to split, someone can die if they're right in the middle of a creep wave, and that's exactly where Bobuka and XXS are going to be playing around. It gets even worse at level 3 once those Eidolons are level 2.
Yeah, I think level 3 is the big thing that we're looking at down bottom for Aster, and meanwhile top lane with Monet and Pichio. We already saw Whisper. It was a poison touch into Monet running down the puck, and it was a lot of damage onto Whisper puck. So I feel like that's going to continue to be the trend of this lane, and they're also... I have to imagine it's Aster that are cutting down the trees just so they always have the vision of where Gojira is playing.
Yep, I would say so. It's very easy to try and get that backline jump. Unfortunately, not able to catch Picho that time around. Even just going that single point into the phase shift, making sure he's able to reliably dodge the poison touch without using mana for it. I like that adaptation by Whisper. What I was talking about, though. Those Eidolons are starting to rack up on the bottom side, and Bobuka going for the toss back. Needs to pop the mango for it, but that probably is going to be enough to secure the first blood.
Beautifully done. Meanwhile, top lane as well. Gojira's going to go down, so 2 kills in the side lanes for Aster.
And Monet just continuing to farm. No cares in the world. We've also got C-Smile, Chris Luck, that a lot of people know him a little bit better by. having an alright time in that mid lane. He's had to be able to path himself around. Obviously doesn't have the same mobility as Zeus does, with the Heavenly Jump, of course, being the busted spell that it is. But Ori having a fantastic time in this mid lane, getting a ton of denies against the Snapfire. Not something that I would have been expecting, for sure.
Uh-oh. See, Smile's going to be in a little bit of trouble. The TP in from Baboka will toss back the Snapfire. He can get a little bit of distance away with the cookie, but Ori, 2 points in the Arc Lightning is plenty of damage from afar.
And he even shoves the lane as well, so making sure that it's going to go right underneath the tower. Null Tower's been delivered, and wow, give it to him. A lot of farm to be able to claim down here on the bottom side, though, from XXS. He's just going to drag it all the way back behind the tower, make it incredibly difficult for them to get anything out of this on K1's side. There's going to be a single range creep that gets denied, but I don't think he cares if it's a full creep wave that you're able to remove the other way around.
By Zeus.
Okay, again, really having some star plays coming through so far this game.
Like, you wouldn't expect anything different, though. The position for an Aster. Again, he's looked incredible so far through the groups, and a big reason of why they're always able to get off to such a great start back in 2 or 3. And they pressure onto Whisper. He's got plenty of one charges to play. Whisper's got to be a bit cautious. This Krill stack is up to 5. And we'll be able to reposition me. I was seeing the pressure that Monate is putting on top.
I'm liking how conservative XXS is being as well with his conversion usage. It means that, you know, it's pretty standard for gyros to go that flat cannon, just max it out anyway, because you obviously want to farm, right? But it means that you just need to make sure that micro is constantly on point. Keep the creeps away from this Fatal Bonds plus flat cannon combination. Single usage of it immediately runs them away. He's like, all right, well, he's used all of his charges, it's got a little bit of cooldown, now I can start to put them into the lane again because there's no risk.
Got a bit of action going on. Whisper's actually going to jump inside the cogs. And with 2 points in the orb, that's enough to get rid of PGL. But meanwhile, Gojira, they will also trade the life of the Clockwork. So 1 for 1, but Beast Coast finally able to hit the board.
It's on an important person as well in Whisper. Like, you weren't expecting him to get the most out of this lane, so the fact that he's not necessarily keeping pace, but only slightly behind is a pretty big win for him. Mobico maybe be tempted to go for another Avatos combo. Level 4 is just going to buff up that cast range that little bit more. Might be getting caught out here, though. Does he have a single point in the Rocket Barrage? He does on K1. This could be a pretty big kill, but it's just too fast. Ace movement speed on the Tiny, plus the Windlace. But he's going to be able to get away. Nearly getting into the Tranquils as well, so good luck catching him after that stage.
You have the first power runes spawning in the next 20 seconds here. So we're going to see the rotation start to come out. Gojira always moving from the side lane. He's going to drop a ward down. Loves to do this inside the jungle and also connect. But bottom lane, the action continues. There's a tossback from Baboka into the Eidolons. That's up to level 3 already. Plenty of damage to get rid of the Warlock. But it does mean that they will not secure the power rune for Ori.
Very, very nicely done. That movement coming through from Gojira. Level 6 as well on the Snapfire. How close is he on Whisper? Just 1 full level away. So I think he's not quite ready to rotate. As soon as that Dream Coil is available on the off-lane puck in Whisper, that's when Beast Coast are going to look to try and make something happen on this top
lane. They're collapsing on C-Smile. Baboka is going to be in with the combo. Toss back to Ori. Not even requiring the Thunder God's Wrath of Baboka. He's put the work in. It's only deserving that he finds the kill as well.
Very important, of course, that he just continues to get that farm. His
Blink Dagger is
going
in trouble.
to be important.
Beautiful position from Gojira to be able to run into the Dazzle. A Grable buying some time. They need to get the kill fast and look to get out because Monet is starting to stack up the damage. So Gojira oh, alright. Thunder God's actually enough to get it before he TPs out. So first ultimate of the game, and Ori with the assistance from downtown.
and gives him the free Observer Ward with the Thunder Gods.
Bottom lane,
revealing
C-Smile's
the
going to
Observer
rotate
Ward
with the
right
Mortimer Kisses. K1 is able to push back the side of Aster. XXS was considering about moving forward to drop the Black Hole, but a beautiful read from C-Smile to TP down and also use the first Mortimer Kisses to get some involvement.
Yeah, they really needed to recover that lane. It was going way too well for Aster. So, the fact they're able to pick up that kill, it goes to C-Smile, which isn't the worst. Again, you're a mid Snapfire. You need to be scaling. It kind of does feel like that Queen of Pain, Wind Ranger style, where unless you're constantly making moves, getting kills, you're going to be falling off. At least until you get to that level 20 Daedalus kind of timing.
Do you reckon Monet's killable before they pick up the Spirit Vessel?
Maybe with like a 5-man rotation, Fatal Bonds, Coil, Mortimer's Kisses.
So pretty much everything. Otherwise, not easy to get rid of this man who already has a Vanguard completed. They have stacks though? No stacks. Bottom lane?
They've just
XXS.
dominating the lane.
The Black Hole drop down to get rid of Mr. K1, first one of the game, and 2,000 net worth lead continuing to be accumulated here for Aster. They're off to a good start.
Getting closer and closer to that. Vlad's as well, just about 200 gold away, and it's going to give them so much more confidence to take these consistent team fights. Might not even need to wait until the Black Hole's up again. You might just say, well, now Bristleback's got some movement speed, a Vanguard, plenty of ways to keep his regen up with that Soul Ring. Let's just ball up and move on forward.
Boca, you should have C-Smile to be able to connect as well off the back of the haze, so the Tiny's not going to escape. You'd love to get the kill over to the Snapfire. Avalanche going to hold them back. Need a little bit more damage coming through from C-Smile. With the last right click, he'll get it. Oh, they find him. Alright. So,
It's the Eidolon that gets the kill as well.
one thing I notice a lot from watching replays on Beast Coast is that Gojira and Stinger, they really like to just randomly block camps. They absolutely hate just the enemy team to be able to find farm. They're always a nuisance with just trying to slow down any little economic lead that they can get. And the reason why I bring this up is because Gojira, we were speaking about his rotation prior from top to mid, where he also dropped the ward in the jungle. He blocked up the hard camp by the outpost, and that was instantly dewarded with the sentry. So now you don't have control of the top jungle, and also they're going to lose their observer ward in the triangle as well. So this is going to be 2 wards that they won't be playing with for Beast Coast early on, which is going to be very difficult now. It means that Aster can freely farm in their jungle. It's also a lot of these key positions where they look to smoke and then move on forward. So really nice plays coming out from the supports on Aster.
Yeah, I mean, the
Mid-lane,
first, like,
C-Smile. He's going to end up going down, and meanwhile Stinger as well. 3 heroes from Aster as Peach here. Why not give the double kill over to the Dazzle?
the first 20 or so minutes feels like it's all Aster, but then honestly the time beyond that kind of feels like it's going to be all Aster as well. It's really just going to be around like a BKB timing on Monet. The question is he going to be picking it up before or after he gets into that Aghanim Scepter? I would say after. Like, it's just so important for him to be able to continue to farm, to continue to push this lead, push the lanes out, give space for the Enigma, who, like I said, is going to be able to infinitely scale into this game. Enigma is always a factor. Getting a Tumbler's toy. I was saying that they needed something to enable Baboka early on. Well, it's absolutely that. He's going to even stack up these camps one more time just to give him a little bit more of that gold infusion.
Top lane. A deep dive attempt onto the Dazzle, but Gojira, the hook shot's going to be on the mark to get rid of PGL. And this is important, though. It's going to get some earned charges over to Whisper, but he does have the Spirit Vessel now completed. So this is really what Beast Coast were looking for to be able to kill off Monet. And looks like he's recognizing that he can't particularly play this lane under the threat of multiple heroes running top.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They might be able to find Gojira, able to just get that one off, tosses him into the cogs on the other side.
Ooh, one more right click. They'll find him.
Great cohesion.
They're going to try and drop the rock
Off the
for
Spirit
this.
Vessel.
With the Mortimer Kisses as
that
well, he's
five-man
standing to
rotation.
the north side, but beautiful silence
Nice
from
silence.
Whisper. Oh, that is perfect. Whisper, am I coming at cost of his own life here as Ori? He steps in with the magic damage required to kill off the puck, but they are slowing down the Bristleback's game.
That was such a good play coming through there. Yeah, unfortunately they get the turnaround and the golem for an extra 100 gold, but Yeah, really important that you're making this bristleback as ineffectual early on as you can.
Dire's middle tower is
Even
under
changing
attack.
up his build a little bit, going into a Lotus Orb, really wanting to make sure that he's just got that ability to take off the Fatal Bonds, to remove the silence, and honestly don't hate it all that much. Even just the extra armor is going to be a big bonus for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are
They're just gonna
scanning.
park Whisper down bottom. Do we feel like Aster in a position with maybe some ultimates on cooldown where they can think about pressuring the tier 1 tower bottom?
I mean, maybe. They've got the Vladimir's offering up, but only like 10 gold away from the Wraith Pact, so maybe they just want to wait for that. I was going to say before, I was hoping that for Bobica's sake that they were able to get a Tumblr's toy, and they were, but right now XXS is holding on to it, realizing that, well, I actually don't need a Blink Dagger to have my full effect. I can just play around this little bit of an extra movement item. Honestly, even a 4-staff on XXS wouldn't be the worst thing. You're up against, you know, the call down, the cogs, even just wanting to get a little bit further away from, you know, some Fatal Bonds damage coming through.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Go Jira.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh no! Gonna miss the hook shot. I think that was the... Baboka's gonna be able to step in as well to be able to cancel that TP. Dude, Heavily Jump is just... it's dumb. I don't know why it slows down the cast time. Cast time increased by 50%. I think that was a big reason why he missed the hook shot, because he came out just a little bit slower, so Ori was able to step to the left.
Okay, but the attack speed slow is fine. The 100 attack speed slow, that's fine.
But why? Yeah, everything. Like there's too much that this ability does.
The jump on its own is fine, honestly.
See, Smile's gonna be in trouble top. They might feel like they need the black hole to just secure the kill. Or maybe not. They got plenty of damage. They don't even need it. Alright, Baboka with level 8. He's got the combo very shortly maxed out. And XXS, once he has the Eidolons, he's got the 6 units of them and that maxed out as well. They don't even need any ultimates. And they're off through a great start.
That's what I was talking about, right? Like, it even just the Wraith Pack buffs up the Eidolon damage as well. This combo is, as I said, except for level 1, effective at all stages of the game. And they don't even have the huge counters to it, right? Like, they've tried their best with the Warlock Gyro combination, but just with Bobica was able to play the lane, with them being able to pull away every time that Flak Cannon was used. It's been a really good game by XXS in particular.
Now, we do see that K1 he's getting a lot of me time. He's close to the net worth of Ori, and he's not too far behind as well on Monet on the bristleback. This scepter is completed. Do we feel like Aster have to be a little bit worried about all the space that K1 is getting?
I think you could be a little bit concerned. Like, one of the counters to the Enigma, you know, oftentimes people think of like, oh, the Wraith King, you just got the second life, but Gyro's not too bad either. If you've got that side gunner going with some damage, with some lifesteal, it's gonna be going, right? Like, even if you could just very quickly press the Satanic as the Enigma's jumping in, that can oftentimes just keep you alive in a lot of these engagements, especially if you're able to get like a Fatal Bonds off as well.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And the rest of the cores are doing a relatively good job at keeping up in farm. I think kind of the big thing is just the supports on Aster are also finding their much needed gold. Uh-oh, K1. It's a big pick-off if they can find it. They've got the damage required. A great movement coming out from Aster. 3-man rotation to the triangle, and they're able to slow down K1's gyro.
Finished up that Lotus Orb on Monet as well, like that. They were able to spot out Warlock as well hanging around that area, so Stinger's had to TP all the way back to base so that he just doesn't accelerate Monet's farm even further, and now he feels confident. Now he feels like...
Gojira. He's got a hook shot into the middle. They've got C-Smile on the high ground as well to offer the Mortimer Kisses damage, but Baboka instantly steps in, stops that one in its track, and now Beast Coast, they're playing with a numbers disadvantage. Whisper's going to look to assassinate PGL on the Dazzle, but that will be all they get out of it, and they might lose Stinger as well. But Baboka has got the combination back up to toss Stinger closer to Monet's position. As Aster, they've got the ball rolling now. This tower is going to soon fall after the successful team fight.
That Wraith Pact is just doing way too much, man. He's going in to try and delay things as much as he can. They're trying to predict here with Baboka just a little bit short on the Blink Dagger. If he had it, Whisper was also dead.
They're
But they
onto
might
another.
find
They're
a
onto
better
K1.
target. K1.
This is a big kill. That's going to be the second time in the row that they should be able to kill off the Gyrocopter. Monet gets the kill. Whisper's able to at least deal with the Enigma as he tries to TP out. They're even smoking to catch up to Monet, but he's way too fast.
way too fast, and he has the Dazzle standing behind him. I think Picho, he will have learned as well from that previous experience up towards the top side. He doesn't want to be super close to this Bristleback anymore, so that you just get the damage plus the silence through onto both of them. He will be maxing out the Shallow Grave from here on in.
This has to be
But,
some
yeah.
big concerns for Beast Coast now, because I feel like Aster, with that tower being claimed, they can definitely consider Roshan next.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the one thing that they might be waiting for is this pipe on XXS. Like we were predicting, they were going to just, well, never mind. Call down, well, maybe yes. He's just going to be an Aura bot this game. Obviously, already having the Wraith Pact, he's going to go into the pipe. Beyond that, maybe a Boots of Bearing as well, just to give it a bit of extra speed over to the Bristleback. Reduce some of the slows coming out as well. It all feels kind of nice to me.
bottom tower is under attack.
Even just the Aghanim Shard, honestly, on the Enigma feels kind of nice, although you really shouldn't be channeling the Black Hole all that long.
Yeah, it's really, I think, a Black Hole they're going to use for pickoffs. Is Baboka and Ori. Let's scout out Gojira. That kill might open up the pit. You see, instantly Monet is going to turn his attention over to Roshan, so the Clockwork is all their vision and also maybe a hook shot in to steal it, so that's really the best pickoff they could have got.
Might even just look like for, I know I'm talking a lot about XXS, but a Lotus Orb after this. You've already picked up one for Monet, but just to have that extra spell for your team is going to be pretty impactful. We saw previously the silence on the Dazzle could turn a team fight around. If you were able to just remove that, suddenly the fight's still yours.
I think the big thing now for Beast Coast is just you need to split push the map. As K1 was under the wall. Dude, Baboka again, man. This Tiny, you can't give Aster the Tiny. K1 is going to try and get the call down along with the Mortimer Kisses as well. Gojira's in with a combination. It's a decent amount of damage, but where is the follow-up? No one else on Beast Coast to be seen. They don't have Whisper nearby. Monet is going to charge down C-Smile. Forced to pop the haste to reposition. They'll turn their attention to Stinger and the Trillanners again. Baboka, he started the fight. He's going to be able to end it as well, but they need to respect the turnaround. Warlock was able to drop the rock before they secured the kill, but Monet, he seems unkillable at the moment, turning his back. The Spirit Vessel finally doing the job.
Yeah, they're happy enough just to claim the Aegis this time around, but that's how fearless they are right now on Aster. They're just like, we are going to run at you. We've got auras out the wazoo, and good luck. It was a pretty decent hookshot coming through from Gojira. It's unfortunate that it was just a couple of seconds too slow to be able to assist K1 and allow him to get some of those flat cannon shots off once the Fatal Bonds had connected onto everyone. It really feels like it, for them to stand any kind of chance, it needs to be the perfect team fight for Beast Coast. Like, all 5 spells being used in full unison, whereas for Aster, it's really just on the back of Baboka. If he gets a good toss through, he's happy.
They definitely have that capability because of all their ultimates, but I just think there's a big concern in regards to what the BKBs are going to be able to do for Aster. I mean, Monet is finally looking to complete that after the Aghanim Scepter. But I don't know if they're starting to
really needs it. That's the thing. No one else needs the BKB other than Monet.
Oh,
they've gotten the back line. Nice use of the shard there.
Inside the river though, Baboka. Gonna toss Gojira away. Be able to get the kill. Meanwhile, Whisper has to use a defensive coil as well to get out of harm's way. But I believe Beast Coast, I'm under the assumption they need to avoid fights, and K1 needs probably BKB and Silver's Edge, so maybe they can deal with the Bristleback. So I don't think they can look to defend the tower as Baboka. Again,
imagine that.
Imagine that. The Tiny always getting the jump onto a key component, and this time it's going to be Singer that they take out of the equation.
I did like in that previous fight, C-Smile putting a lot more emphasis onto targeting down that Wraith Pact totem, because even then, like, you're up against a Bristleback, you're up against all these auras, his damage being buffed, the lifesteal, a Dazzle just making him stronger and stronger as the fight goes on after someone's already been picked off by Baboka, and then you've also got reduced damage. Like, it's just way too much to handle. So, for now, he's going to use that little shredder to be able to deal with it. Maybe, yes, the flat cannon could, but I really don't ever see K1 being in a position to freely hit that. If you are, you're getting just smashed down by a
K1, you got to get out. Run, sir. No, don't sell stuff. They're coming. They're coming. This cliff ward still not taken care of, and 5 deaths on your gyrocopter is second in the net worth, but there's just too many deaths for your carry to be able to combat this bristleback.
It's just so fast. That's the thing about Chinese Dota these days. For people that aren't used to watching it, it is fast. It is heavy team
Boca
fight.
as
They
well,
will
it might
win
have
the
the...
lanes.
Dude! Support Tiny almost being able to blow up Whisper. They had the Thunder God's Wrath. Maybe that would have been enough. Oh my lord, there's a Midas on Stinger. Ultra late game, baby.
Okay. But you do you, bro.
The group out, like they want to take the fight here. Gonna be on Gojira to get the
That
jump.
Midas into existence. I was talking about Misery's POS 5 CM getting the Midas. This kind of feels similar.
I'm gonna let another tier 2 tower go down.
Oh,
This
Boboka,
time it's
that's a
gonna be
big target.
Beast Coast that are able to kill Baboka before he gets the initiation.
Now they can fight.
They're able to snap the core though. Stinger's gonna be in with the rock, but where's the follow-up damage? They've already used the Mortimer Kisses. You see the sustain coming out from XXS along with PTO or Monet just acting as the bodyguard, putting himself in front of the rest of Aster, so Beast Coast had to push past the Bristleback to deal with some of the supports.
Yeah, good luck doing that. And it's even going to get worse, right? He's level 18. He's going to have that BKB available for himself. They use the hook shot, so they're not going to be able to re-engage. And yeah, this is the thing. They had to use so much just to kill a single Tiny and attempt to go onto the Bristle. They're far too far ahead. Really does feel like it's all on the back of K1. He needs that BKB.
Yeah, and they see K1 if it continues to farm up top. You already see they're starting to part that way to maybe block off the retreat. They even want to control the triangle as well, considering their next objective is going to be the tier 2 tower.
Oh, there's an eventual avenue for them to get back into this game, but it's just it's so late that I don't know if it's ever going to get to that stage. With that in mind, I kind of get the Midas purchase by Stinger, because he's like, look, if we're going to lose fights, Gyro doesn't want to take fights. So we may as well just play for something that's going to happen in like 10 minutes time, and the Midas is going to pay for itself, get me a bunch of levels by that stage. So I guess that's his mentality, right?
Gojira, nice hook shot. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I feel like, at least with the mentality from Beast Coast, because I feel like they will be able to have a lineup that can excel late game with all their team fight ultimates, and I do think it's a relatively decent gyrocopter game as well, with how you're able to match up versus the Bristleback. It's just a question of, can you get those items? Because he's finding his farm, but the deaths are really hindering how he's able to kind of deal with Aster early on. So we're looking at... I don't even know if they're going to be ready for this second row, so I'll probably have to defend it, because if you give that over to Aster, they'll look to go high ground.
I don't think they'll be ready at all. I mean, if they have the Morbid Mask, that's going to be kind of nice, I suppose, just to be able to fight somewhat into it, but there's no real other timings that are set to come. Oh, I do like this. They're realizing that we need to go around our Satanic timing. Previously, you had the Shadow Blade queued up on K1. C-Smile's the one getting it instead, going straight into that Silver Edge.
Got a decent board in the river as well that scouts out multiple heroes and Aster starting to part their way top.
This is the thing, they might be lacking a little bit in vision, but they're just using the Eidolons for that purpose. They know they've got enough push just with Monet putting himself on the front lines there.
Yeah, keep tabs on Baboka's positioning. Starting edge forward in the tree line, seeing if he can get that jump on a K1. They're going to back off, respecting Beast Coast. Meanwhile, this tower is taking a bit of damage. Hey, you'll take that. Tier 1 tower down mid, let's go.
Yeah, really helps around that Roshan as well, right? And they are eventually wanting to fight. To travel into the bottom lane, they're pinging it out as well, I believe, for C-Smile showing himself down there. So I wonder if that'll give them an opportunity to just start running down mid, knowing that they're not able to, the Snapfire isn't able to use his Mortimer's Kisses to really make that impact. And yeah,
They see
here's the
K1,
smoke
I think,
happening.
with the ward. You know exactly the gyrocopter's positioning. Smoke's gonna pop. They get the Thunder God's
Gotcha.
Wrath for the vision, and again, K1. The wards from Aster this game has been incredible to scout out where Beast Coast are always across the map, and Monet instantly veering his attention over to the Warlock as well, making sure there is no escape. And now up the higher ground they
There's
go.
no cliff. They can push forward. They've got that Wraith Pack. They've got the Pipe available.
is under attack.
It's so much to have to deal with. Even just the regen coming through from the bristle. Sure, you've got the spirit vessel, but I don't think you want to just toss it onto anyone. They have plenty of Lotus Orbs.
Can they take this fight without every hero on Beast Coast? They're gonna try. Mortific is doing a lot of damage onto XXS on the backline, but the Grave will keep the Enigma alive, and meanwhile, they just tossed in Gojira. So that's your ultimate's now wasted, and you won't be able to set up for a defense to be able to protect once the rest of Beast Coast spawns. So full set of barracks, you lose the clockwork, and another successful fight for Aster.
Have we seen one black hole this entire game? I'm pretty sure it was just that solar usage down bot, right? Maybe there's been a second. But it's just such a good read on this game by XXS to say, well, now I've got the Blink Dagger, now I can make plays. So the fact that I haven't really, this hasn't been a key component of my team fight so far, now you're just going to have this surprise factor coming through as well. So Beast Coast already have so much to be wary of in Bobica that it just feels so overwhelming. Our in bottom could be a little bit of a difference maker. I believe they might have the... Yeah, there's the Silver Edge completed. So this is it. Like, if Beast Coast don't win this fight around the Roche Pit, I struggle to see them being able to come back into this game. They're getting a bunch of nice neutral items as well. Psychic Headband really does help out either Puck or the Warlock to be able to have that ongoing impact, but they're just taking away a lot of these towers that will be useful for the buybacks.
Ogar. Again, man, the vision across the map from Aster. Getting a
Anyone's going
glimpse of
for a backstab.
Gojira's positioning. They'll get the kill, they've got the break as well, but look at Whisper jumping in the middle. The Coil's gonna hold back some of the numbers of Aster. K1's gonna move forward as well. It's an incredible use of the rock, and the Gyrocopter finally be able to pump out the damage in the middle of the fight. They've taken multiple heroes out of the equation, but still you haven't dealt with the raid boss on Monet as he just charges into the middle. They've got no answers to the Bristleback, and Gojira already tried his best to enter in, but it was really Baboka, the Tiny, starting the fight, giving them that advantage to blow one hero up.
And it really feels like that was the absolute best scenario that you could have possibly hoped for. Yeah, we might want to see a quick replay of that one because it was a great call by both teams. Being able to join the fight from the backlines was K1, but again, just Bobica starting out the fight, taking out a key hero that's needed to engage. Silver Edge. Unfortunately, the damage follow-up just wasn't there. BKB being popped, making sure that the cooldown wasn't going to be able to do anything. Portable kisses, ineffective. You can see K1 is able to do a lot, just not enough quite yet to be able to support the hard for the rock way too quick.
Does show some signs of life, which I think is going to be an important thing for Beast Coast. But it's just now a question, can you go into the second most advantage that Aster are going to be playing with? In fact, they want kills again for Pokemon. This guy is everywhere finding the pickoffs, and unfortunately there is no one to hook shot to get him out.
Bounty!
Can't keep getting away with this, man. Like, this is the first man that's been the single game. And the one thing that I was going to say that maybe Aster could change to play this game even more perfectly was they didn't have a gem. They hadn't taken away all of the map control. And I was thinking, well, maybe that's just because they've got this Zeus that has the
Bottom lane, see smiles?
Oh, the random use. Come on, Aster.
Would he be at the
Dire's top tower
damage?
is under attack.
No. Not a chance. Oh, Bobica's found
Might have to
it too.
BKB. He might have to BKB, but he's not going to get it off
Might not
fast
matter.
enough. He's going to go for a TP out the right clicks.
Is under
Oh
attack.
no. Oh god.
It was XXS that ended up taking that black hole Aghanim shard as well. I was thinking maybe the Bristleback might have done it, just for even more damage to be able to throw out there, some slows for the backline, perhaps a BKB, sorry, a Blink Dagger disable, throwing out that hairball, but...
The rest of the team's a little bit far away. They get the break, but Monet. Oh my god. Dude, what
Just chill out, bro.
Oh, he's about 225 Denog. Oh my lord.
Yep. I think they might have scouted out that smoke. The rocket flare was flying over them at the time, so they're going to stay mostly inside the base, except for heroes
I
like...
see Whisper.
Yes, they do.
Doesn't seem like
They saw
the smoke.
Whisper. He is gone now. I'll see you later, Gyro Courier, standing in the middle of
Radiant's
nowhere for some
turret
reason.
has been killed.
On the way of Monet.
Look at how fast they're playing on Aster. They're instantly starting to move bottom. Hook shot. They're going to try and get rid of the Dazzle. That's a big nuisance with the Grave and the sustain for Poker. Toss back to XSS. They're going to need a way to be able to counter the ultimate, but XSS doesn't want to turn around the black hole. They don't even need it as Monet. Oh my god, dude. Oh, this hero is nuts. Godira as well, caught up from Ori and XXS. And it's now time to siege the high ground.
I think it just comes down to the fact that these lanes are just way too strong. Bristle, Dazzle, insane with the amount of minus armor that you're able to get. Already talked at length about the Enigma plus Tiny. Gotta get out of the laning stage. It's a good spot if you're gonna stand any chance against Aster. And Mortimer's Kiss is just used to try and clear out a couple of creeps. That's when you're in desperation territory.
They're in mid lane as
Radiant's
well.
middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Just gonna continue pushing on in. Nothing they can do to stop this full-on onslaught coming from Aster. It would be a miracle if they had to come back with this game.
Again, the jump onto Gojira. It's always felt like Aster are the ones initiating these fights. Sting is not long for this world. Why not go in, Monet? I don't blame you want to dive the chance. You might even get a couple of right clicks, just get the kill onto Whisper.
Tower is under attack.
They're going to be okay with the phase shift to protect him. They do have some buybacks to work with, and there's one out of Stinger.
This is one of those times where I wish we had the player cam, because the laughing coming up from a moment ago, realizing that the game feeling himself and saying, I want to dive with Barrett. It's not the grave that they needed, and they'll use it.
Oh no, K1 not like this. Alright. It's a good ultimate, but there's no follow-up. K1 buys back, but he's nowhere to be seen with the rock. And that will... they're going to smoke and double back in. Why not?
Radiant's
Silly
top
ages
tower
as
is
well.
under attack.
There's no coming back into this game. It honestly, I mean, quickly have a look at the win possibility as well. It was bad. Very
Radiant's
early
top
on,
barracks are under
even like 8
attack.
minutes, it was already sitting at 78%. So big win for Aster, very well deserved. It all comes down to the draft. You got to get rid of this Tiny. It's just a crazy amount of tempo that they know how to play around so effectively.
Yeah, I think the big thing we're really going to be looking at in Game 2 is where the priority is set between both sides. I don't remember who had prior in Game 1. I think if maybe
Aster
look
chose
to...
second pick that game.
Okay,